Welcome everyone to the four-letter nerd. It's a Hiro Geek X Unlimited production. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to have a great show for you tonight. As you can tell from our title, we've got a pick 3 going on. And as you can see from my subname, I'm always right. So we are here to judge Mayhem and tell him why he is wrong and tell Kat, do better next time. But that's okay. That's okay. I still love them. With that said, sadly, as you saw, I did not mention the other member of our crew. Sadly, the Big Daddy Bergie, the cake boss, is once again feeling old and having old people problems. But we love him. We wish him a speedy recovery, and we may or may not take jabs at him in his absence, as we always do. But thank you for letting me go on my mini rant. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring them in because they are my co-hosts, my special guests, those near and dear to me. First up, I'm going to switch things up because, he's feeling ill. He's lost his voice, but it's coming back. So I'm going to be a little bit nicer to him this week, but I don't know how well that's going to go. But we're going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. Reggie Bold, Mr. Michael Mayhem.
Never old, stone cold, doesn't fold. It's Reggie Bold. How can I help you? Ladies and gentlemen, what's up?
Welcome in, sir. How are you doing today? Besides, the missing voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen my voice, can you tell to come home? I'm tired of this, granddad. I'm tired of this.
Gonna keep digging.
I'm tired of sounding like a witch.
You don't sound like a witch. You sound like,
an old wizard who swallowed a frog.
And you stopped and you're trying to get all that phlegm out.
You know what it is? A lot of people, I've gotten 36 remedies on how to clear my throat. I have laryngitis. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. All right?
Have you tried listening to, what is that? Oh, DJ Cool and Biz Markie?
No.
Have you tried to clear your throat? No. Oh, you thought you was going to catch me, huh? No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was my rendition of Let Me Clear.
I removed myself. That's the crazy part.
I am not associated with this.
Where's Kat when we need her? Where is Kat when we need her?
You mean the glue that holds us together, that binds us, that bends us to her will as we're doing another one of her show topics? You mean that person?
I don't know about bending to her will, but I like to think she has a very good equal voice in this chat.
She does. She just keeps coming up with all the good ideas. Because both shows that the one we were going to do was her idea. The one we're doing today is her idea. We do are her ideas.
She called out. She was like, "Listen, I didn't do the work. Homework. Can we do this instead?"
Well, she didn't say she didn't do the homework. She said
she definitely did.
Lost too hard
and didn't do the homework. That's what that sounds like.
You know what, ma'am? I'm bringing you in to defend yourself against this slander. Ladies,
there's actually no defense at all. I definitely did not do the homework. And I said that I did not have, what did I say? So I didn't have like the mental and emotional wherewithal to go through the work that it would have had to take to do this properly, because I didn't want to half-ass that. But yeah, it has been a very, very busy week for me, both in my personal life and also my day job life. Shout out to public utilities.
Woo woo.
So I don't know if we're talking about what the original intent for the show was supposed to be, but like with every show, even if I last minute submit, I try to put a lot of thought and take each topic seriously when we do it. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to do that for this show in its origin. So yes, 100%. I did not do the homework. I had no intention of doing the homework. So I said, can we please, in the words of Chandler, pivot? Oh, wait, was it Ross?
Ross.
See what happens when I try to quote from something I've never watched.
I just know the pivot in a stairwell with a couch. That's all I know.
He was helping the friends move. It was him, Chandler, and I think Rachel. And they were trying to get, you know how you go up and then come back around, trying to get
a stairwell.
Yeah, but it wasn't like circular. It was more just flat back.
Up, turn, up. Turn.
Yeah. So exactly. So you got it. So he had like a three-person couch, and he's like, pivot. He was annoying. Yo, big shout out to Hugo, Public Utilities, who on their best day to kick with Mayhem's voice on his worst day. I like you, Hugo. You're my new best friend.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell Will.
Will has been gone, and I hope he's okay. I hope he's doing everything great. Shout out to Will. You are loved.
Excellent. So,
That's all right.
have we been keeping up with the Goonies in space?
No, I have not because I refuse. I'm tired of kids in Star Wars. I'm tired.
Skeleton Crew?
Yes.
It's supposed to be fun. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just tired of like every time we go into space with lightsabers, there's always some kid that's important. And it's the truth.
Whoa. How are you going to steal my gripe?
First of all, it is our gripe. It's
our collective
gripe. Just because you said it first and we agreed upon
and I said it loud.
You did.
I will reference you. I will reference you as per Cat. I refuse. I heard it's good though so far.
I just want to say that the voice actress that plays Omega in Bad Batch is a lovely young lady. And I did feel a tiny bit guilty every time I walked by her, realizing how much shit I talked about how I hate her character.
However,
fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
That's why I
Leave
couldn't
them
watch Star
Skywalkers
Trek
alone.
Prodigy either. Like I'm not the target audience anymore, and that's okay. It's for another generation, and I hope that they sincerely enjoy it. But I am at the point where once I see that it is centered around children with too much hubris.
Oh, and do they have that? Oh, do they have it?
Listen, at the end of the day, let's move on from Star Wars, okay? Look, they're gonna come out with another movie, another 3 movies, but you know what? Fuck that show. There's so many other things that are coming out. Matter of fact, thank you. You got me on my high horse. Y'all know Castlevania Nocturne season 2 is coming out, and what that means is Drolta, my Dom baby Vampire Bay is coming back.
Your vamp dummy mommy.
Oh, dummy mommy, bite me. Oh, I'm not worthy to be bitten. She said it snaps. It bites.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another hear me out from Mayhem. So
and now that she's
there's just so much good content out there, and even if it's like content that's not serious, or like I shouldn't say it's not serious. I went deep dived into the most recent season of Queer Eye. I finished it in a day, and I absolutely sobbed for every episode. And then, of course, the British Bake Off, the original and the holiday edition. There's so much to keep me busy that I don't need to waste. I shouldn't say waste.
Devote.
Today I'm going to say waste my time forcing myself to watch things. And, it's okay to not like something. Mm-hmm. And just kind of move on, right? Like, I'm not going to sit there and shit on a show that I haven't seen. But once I saw that it was about something that I'm kind of done watching, like, I'm
out. Speaking of trailers, I totally respect that. They also came out with the new World Order trailer. This time it has Chris Evans in it somehow, some way. It seems to be a flashback. I didn't really pay attention to it because I said I was done watching trailers.
Right.
But I was just interested in seeing where Chris Evans falls because y'all already fucking know. Y'all already fucking know.
4 Captain Americas.
If there's 4 fucking Captain Americas, okay, y'all will all get a text from me obnoxiously, okay? I will take a picture in the movie theater, okay? I'll be one of those. You will have to block me, okay? And I'm not telling you when I'm gonna go see it too. Hood release. They be having it. They be having it. So, there's that. There's another trailer that comes out. Supposedly Marvel is looking pretty good this coming year. I'd also, although Spider-Man, which is part of Sony, which is still part of Marvel, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I forgot what it's called. Multiverse, Spider-Verse, whatever. The third iteration of this movie with Miles Morales is been delayed some more. It's getting good reviews about how it's coming along. I know it was supposed to come out, I think March, if not April 2025, and it looks like it's being delayed. They don't want to pay people, but whatever. Sony, I hope you don't fuck it up.
They don't want to release it anywhere near Craven because they realize they can't make Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man.
I heard Craven bombed so hard it made Sony say we're no longer going to make superhero movies anymore.
Yep. So Craven's already come out?
Yeah.
No. Yes. It's not even out
yet.
Yes. So is it being review bombed?
Yeah. Yes. No, not review bombed. It's bombing at the reviews.
So, like, you know how they have the private screening and whatnot?
Yeah.
Those.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So like before,
I feel bad for the guy, the actor. Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that his name?
Yeah, Aaron Thompson.
He's had Kick-Ass. He was in X-Men, and now Craven. I mean, he's got to have something.
He's got Quicksilver. Randy,
but his Quicksilver was the worst Quicksilver, and he died.
Well, it's
like
not
he's all the way dead. They didn't even bring him back for WandaVision.
Okay, so maybe he needs a better manager, or maybe he needs to leave superheroes a little bit and develop his actor character as far as like roles he can play.
It's giving Jared Leto.
You know what? If I could have a hot take, I didn't mind his performance in Morbius. I just hated his character. If I could be so honest with you, his performance, acting-wise,
is a very fair statement because I do think that Jared Leto is a talented actor. He's a talented artist.
I'll give you that.
But I think that he's only in control of so much, but I don't think that he's doing himself any favors with the projects that he's worked on lately. And I feel like Aaron Taylor Johnson really hit something special with the first Kick-Ass. But his Quicksilver.
I know he goes going in and out, but
I'm very passionate about people giving opinions on things that they haven't watched, especially bad ones. That kind of.
I try to be fair, although
that kind of grinds my gears.
I try to be fair. Like I said last week, I think I'm the harshest critique out of everybody here. But you guys are still pretty fair and compromising critiques, I would say. I think Bergie.
Bergie's a hater.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bergie's like the worst out of y'all.
That's why he's got kidney stones. He's so salty. I think that would love. I love you, Bergie. I hope you feel better soon.
Ooh, the first one.
It was right there.
Yo,
it was
right there. She's not wrong.
But I don't all the way mean that.
I don't want to be voluntold into some crazy job, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Bergie, I hope you remember this.
Oh, he will.
Oh my God, yeah.
He will remember this.
But but you need critiques like me. You need critics like me in a sense where I'm not one of those that will hate just to hate or get paid to hate. I don't do that. I bring a fair argument for the most part. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm still not like to go on Hugo, right? Hugo said, not shit on a show you haven't seen. I thought this was the internet. I've seen one episode of Avatar, the live action. I'm still not going to see that garbage trash juice. Whatever. I don't care what anybody says. I respect your decisions. And I like the fact that you guys kept an open mind. But I was here from the bottom. And now we here. I was here from the animation. And I get that animation translating to live action is hard. Who has done it right so far? I'll wait.
Hold on. So from cartoon to live action done well.
I think One Piece was done very well. Hey!
One Piece is so vague.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings was an actual animation?
Yeah.
Before?
The original Hobbit was an
animation.
Was an
hour
so
Lord of the Rings, they did animated films for them.
Okay, what else you got? I will take that. Huh?
Star Trek.
Star Trek
was an animation. I've never seen
Star Trek. The animated series is god
wasn't it
Star
Trek? Wasn't it Star Trek first and then Star Trek the animated series?
Technically, yes. But what happened was they did the live action for 2 seasons. It bombed. They stopped. Then they brought it back as the animated, and that's what got the interest back in the live action. And then that's why it came back.
And then we got the Next Generation, which is looked upon as probably the best Star Trek. Which
Fair enough. I feel like that needs
But I can't argue that it wasn't a fantastic show. I think what it really comes down to is the care that's given the work and what they choose to focus on. And I think sometimes when they go from animation to live action, they try to go a little too hard. And that doesn't work. Avatar's not that kind of show. But I still enjoyed it.
It's my what do they say? It's our interpretation. I don't need your goddamn interpretation. Stick to the script.
Right, but like One Piece, they kept the very cartoony, bright, like silliness of the anime in the live action, and I think that's why it was so successful.
I can't speak on One Piece because I refuse. I watched, I think, 100 episodes, and I was like,
I think 100 episodes would give you a fair idea of the animation style and the characters, so that if you were to watch live action,
I agree with that. I'm talking about the goddamn story, which I couldn't find. It was missing, like the One Piece.
It tells you in the intro, and then everything else is whatever that is.
Exactly.
It tells you they're looking for the One Piece. Good luck.
And I would argue that they made Luffy more likable in the live action than he was in the anime, at least in my opinion, especially that first season. He's like a real dick.
And even though people won't agree with me, Cowboy Bebop did, in my opinion, do well, because I understood it wasn't going to be a 1-to-1 to what the anime was, because that's its own thing. And I enjoyed the live action. They did it well, in my opinion.
I couldn't get jiggy with it. I'll give it another go. But I remember the actors really trying to stay true to the actual characters in the animation.
Yes.
So I applaud them for that. And for what I remember reading, the acting was actually pretty good. It was the story.
That's a lot of times what it ends up being. They can only do as good as they can. But like, I think that the actor that they cast, and I keep on wanting to say John Cho, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah, it's John Cho. Oh,
it is John Cho. Okay, good. Yes. Is a very talented artists, like again, just like Jared Leto and like in my opinion, Aaron Taylor Johnson. They have talent. They're good actors. It's just there's only so much that they can do with the material that's given to them.
Yes.
But like I would take on that whole animation to live action and say, give you the same question, but with video games that were turned into either series or films.
The Witcher is the only one. Witcher and Last of Us. I stand corrected.
That's it.
Yeah, because when it comes, because you gotta look at some of the popular games. Fortnite is a battle royale, and battle royale has been done before Fortnite. Pick your anyone. There's oh my god, what was that famous? Was it called battle royale? The Japanese.
Yes, it was called battle royale.
That was like one of the biggest ones ever, and that was made way before Fortnite. And if you ask me, I think that's what influenced to an extent Hunger Games. That's what I think.
It was a bunch of students sent to an island. Hey, kill each other. Let's see what happens.
I'm just saying. Now we're in the city. Oh, okay. Corruption, deception, disgrace. A lot of the times, animation, especially if there's a movie, the movie came out, then the game. And sometimes we got classics of games. For instance, you guys remember this animation movie called The Lion King. Okay, The Lion King was dope. The game for Sega was, oh my god, crazy hard, and that's what made it memorable.
It's gaming in the 90s, man. That's what it was.
Right. SNES I like because there you go. You got more controllers, unless you had the Sega 6 button controller thing. You had more buttons on the SNES. Aladdin, the same thing. A better game on technically SNES, but the movie came out first because they're trying to sell toys and shit.
Sell the merchandising.
Halo came close with a series, not this recent one, the one before. It came kind of close, but it was dark, but it was close to being like really.
You talking about the one that was on Prime? No,
whatever ODST, Peacock. Whatever. Yeah, before Peacock. It was
before Peacock. Oh, you mean the fan series?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That was dope.
That one was good. Ooh, the Mortal Kombat internet one. That was Michael Jai White.
Yeah, those were good.
So good.
What was that, Legacy or something like that?
Yeah, Legacy.
What about Silent Hill?
No.
All right, so this is an article from IndieWire that came out originally in 2023 and then was updated in 2024. And it says the 15 best live action video game movies of all time. So I'm going to say it, and then I want you to say agree or disagree. Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Before you do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he's here?
He's here. We have a special guest. I tried to keep him hidden from my co-host, but they grilled me and they guessed, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll give that to you.
Listen, a woman is better than this. I couldn't even say the word. What is not the FBI? I almost said
CIA?
CSI. CIA. I almost said CSI.
Investigations Unit.
It's all investigative.
It was my first guess, and I was right.
Yes.
This is true.
The
Ladies and
only
gentlemen,
thing that we knew was that he was getting food from Raising Cane's.
yes.
And he
So
didn't
I
give
knew
us
that he
any.
was local to Reggie, and then also that it was somebody that was, I think how they said it was like they would mean a lot, something along the lines that it would be very meaningful that they were there, and immediately I was like, "Is it Eddie?" And they're like, "Yes."
That was what the wife gave you was as the clue is that it would be meaningful. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the first time in a while.
Long time.
One of the original members of the 4-letter nerd.
We were technically
Mr.
five.
Ness K.
We were technically five.
Hey, hi.
Why do you look like Morpheus?
Oh shit! Hold on.
Morpheus.
What's an offer?
Morpheus.
Was I on this whole time?
No.
No, you just
No.
got on
Okay,
right
one
now
second.
when we were
Do
losing
you
our
have a
mind.
blue pill and a red pill?
Earpiece.
How are you able to dodge in such a trench coat? It doesn't seem
Right.
possible to do
And the
karate.
bow tie, I love the bow tie.
Look at him looking all suave.
Right?
Suavemente.
I just got off work. That's my look.
He's not gonna work. He just jumped straight in.
I just came.
There you go. Oh, and now he's showing off.
Let's go back to this list.
How
I'm
are
very
you guys?
excited right
All
now.
right.
We're
So, what we're doing is I found an article that says the 15 best video game movies of all time. Yeah, best live action video game movies of all time.
good. Okay.
All right. And so I'm going to say the name of the movie and just agree or disagree. We do not have time for discourse because we have a whole other topic, right?
Whatever.
Right.
Everybody agrees?
Agree.
We
Mayhem?
have
Agree.
7 minutes, but all right.
Agree or disagree. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Number 15, Rampage.
Or
Hmm?
Ooh,
Disagree.
disagree.
Agree.
disagree. Disagree. Horrible. Horrible.
All right. Gran Turismo.
Disagree. Although
Ooh.
I heard it was a good
Seven.
I heard it was
Seven.
a good movie.
Agree.
Yeah.
Far Cry.
There's
Mm.
Far Cry
No,
movie.
disagree. Disagree.
Disagree.
I'm going
It
to
was in
disagree because I didn't know that was a movie.
Gran
Double
Turismo.
Dragon.
I
Disagree.
disagree, but I love it.
Disagree.
I disagree, but
It's
I
a bad
love
movie, but it's
It
a fun
is.
bad movie to an extent.
Resident Evil. Welcome
This a
to
fucking
Raccoon
agree.
City.
Disagree. All of them. Disagree. Discontinue. Disinterested. This stop it. I've died on this hill
Oh,
with you
mute.
guys, and I will
Mike,
die
mute.
again.
Mute.
Agree or disagree.
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 Detective Pikachu.
Agree.
Agreed.
What game did that come from?
Detective Pikachu.
There's a detective.
Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Agreed.
Oh.
Agreed.
Original.
Which one?
First one.
With Andrew
Original.
Angelou.
Agreed.
She was
agreed.
good in that one.
Okay.
Angie.
Doom.
Oh yes.
Who?
Doom.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Doom.
Disagree,
Mm.
but it was a good bad movie. It was a bad good movie.
Yes. Agreed. Agree. I mean,
never-
disagreed, but
never
agreed.
hard disagree with anything that has Carl Urban in it. I'm sorry. So, all right.
Okay.
Sonic
Okay,
the Hedgehog 2.
But Tails.
I just saw it.
Agree. It's
Agreed.
a rough agree.
Agree? Look
Right.
at me.
Agreed.
Just say it. Just say
Agreed.
it. sir.
I'm giving it
He was gonna say it.
I'm giving it a whole or. Listen, it had its good
Or?
moments. It had its good moments, but it didn't need the humans. Just saying.
Sir, she told us
All right.
agree or disagree.
Super Mario Brothers.
Agree.
Which one? Which one?
The one from 1993.
Disagree. This a fucking
93.
This
Oh,
a fucking
I mean,
Hoskins, John
bad movie.
Leguizamo, Samantha
Yeah.
Mass,
Bad movie.
Dennis
Loved it.
Hopper.
I wish I had
Growing
a
up.
sign. Disagree.
Disagree. but I love it.
Rose-tinted
Growing up.
glasses.
Okay,
Agree.
okay. 19. So now we're at the top 5.
Okay.
Number 5, Mortal Kombat, 1995.
Agree.
Disagree.
95. Mm.
The original.
Number 4,
Terrible. Agreed.
Street Fighter.
Disagree.
Disagree, but love it.
Number
Yes.
3,
Disagree, love
Silent Hill.
Disagree.
Oh, disagree.
Number 2, Werewolves Within.
The hell?
I don't
Wait.
remember that game.
What
game
is
was
that?
Huh?
So, Werewolves Within
Telltale?
is based on a 2016 game of the same name. The
never
original
played it.
Ubisoft title had no real story, focusing instead on placing the player in a medieval werewolf-themed version of classic social deduction game Mafia.
I'm gonna skip that one. I've never played it, so I can't honestly judge it.
Okay, and the first one
NA.
I've never heard of. I don't know if you guys have. Ace Attorney
They made a movie for Ace Attorney?
in 2012.
It was on the Switch, I think. I didn't know they made a movie.
Yeah,
No,
Ace Attorney is a live-action film from 2012.
wow. I played the games on the DS.
Never seen it.
Never knew they did that.
So it's a Japanese film.
Oh, that's
So
why.
it may not have made it way over here, but that's what the article has as the first.
Okay.
So, including or not including the list that you just heard, very quickly, I want to hear your video game to film or live action that would be in first place. Only first place.
The Witcher.
Mega Man.
What?
Mega Man. What live
Oh, you
action
said
Mega
Mega
Man
Man?
is it? He said Mega
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell.
Mayhem. There is no Streets of Rage movie. I'm sorry.
I'm actually going over my list of games right now, and I'm just like, okay, from my selection, World War Z.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some
I
other
mean-
games to movies that I can't think of right now, but just looking at it real quick, this is what I got. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I
Sorry.
thought this was very on the cuff and great things. I'm not going to pick anything because, as you know, I haven't played a video game since City of Heroes went down in like 2008 or something.
The problem is, RPG games, when they're made, if they're ever brought into an actual movie, film, cinema, there's too much interpretation.
Mhm.
Honestly, and that brings me to, how did I miss this? It's not a movie, but the closest thing that we got to like a great movie is The Last of Us season 1. I don't know if season 2 came out. Yeah, I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I said
But-
Last
But you
of Us.
did mention it earlier. The
Yeah,
last
I
so
did say Last of Us.
Fallout's right behind him.
yeah, so it's the series. That has been pretty consistent to the lore of the game. The actual creator has changed certain things about it to make it more realistic in the real world versus a Sony PlayStation world in a sense. But that has been spot on, and that's a classic. If you're gonna include that as a series, then that's honestly, that's beating, I think, any video game to movie series so far. I think personally.
I think that you would be hard pressed to find someone that would disagree with that, because across the board, it's like one of those things that universally across the board, everyone is like all in for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
All right. So now that we've done that, let us move on to our actual topic. Don't worry, Eddie. There was no homework. You're good to go.
Ooh,
This time.
So
Okay,
this is
I'm
going
ready.
to be a pick 3 for the show. So I'm going to put up a picture. I'm going to have you go last because you just got here. But
Boom.
we're going to pick 3 that can stay. The rest must leave. And as it was suggested by Kat, oh, there. I'm like, where's he going? Kat, you're going to go first.
Okay.
Kat,
sorry.
pick your 3.
Lord of
All
the
right.
Rings.
So I only picked 2.
What?
And the
All right.
reason why I say this is because
Because one of her picks goes into the other.
no, well, maybe. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me. Like, my big thing is like origins, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of a cheat, but it's also like if we were to wipe away everything except the 2 that I chose, we would still have everything else on this board in one form or another, because they are where all of that grew from.
Oh, okay. I know the 2 you picked. I think I know.
So the first one obviously is going to be Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
We saw that coming. Yes.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody looked at that list and was like, "Yeah, no way she's picking that." No, I definitely am picking that. So even science fiction and what we now consider space opera, like Doom and Star Wars and those kind of stories, all came from this fantasy world and these stories and languages and characters and races that all originated in Lord of the Rings. It's probably the oldest of everything that's on this form. And so many things are credited to Lord of the Rings and the works of Tolkien just in general, the Silmarillion and everything. And if we keep that, we will have the Star Wars and the Percy Jacksons and the Supernaturals and the Hunger Games. Like all of these things will still exist. Maybe not in the same name, but we'll still get there. Even our science fiction, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, it's all fantasy and it's all magic because all science is magic until we figure it out. So that's where I came for that. That was my original pick. The other one is also kind of a cheat where if we have this, then we build into other things, and that's going to be DC Comics. Because we got our OG superheroes from DC Comics.
Yeah.
And Marvel, and I don't say this in a hater way. This is like, Marvel, the people that created the characters for DC Comics, a lot of them went over to Marvel and recreated those characters, but learned from the mistakes that they made when they created them in DC to build different heroes that have, it's pretty much the same hero, but they've made improvements. Like they learned from the lessons and they made them better. And I put that in air quotes because it's all relative, right? Every time a new writer comes in and we get a new version or a new origin story, they slightly modify them from lessons learned. But from DC Comics, we'll still get our indies, we'll still get our Marvels, we'll still get those characters, maybe not in the same way, but we'll still get them and it'll still be a rich topography of characters. So I really wanted to pick one to represent, like anime, because, we do have some of that represented here, but I didn't feel like either of those shows, or even like, I was thinking about like Zelda for games and things, but like, I don't think any of those were the ones that broke that ground. We don't have anything old enough, but I think if we trace it back, we still get to that whole, and I'm not crediting Tolkien for anime, definitely not doing that, but I am saying like that kind of storytelling and how it was around the world is how we got there. So if we were just to keep those two, I think we would still have everything else. And that's why I didn't necessarily need a third.
Okay.
Well
played.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Do you see
Those are the two I thought you were going to pick, but I understand.
What did you think I was going to pick?
Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But then once you started talking about where your thought process came from, where you're like, if we keep these, we'll get the rest eventually coming down the line in some form or another. Yeah. See, I was just thinking keep 3 and just get rid of the rest. And I wasn't even thinking about what could come from them and all that. I was just thinking get rid of things and keep things.
Like if I was really forced to pick a third, and I know that this is a hear me out as far as the third. I thought about Disney because even though I don't care for the way that Disney co-opted other stories, they did bring stories that we never would have heard to a global platform.
Yes.
And also with them being the mega giant that they are the ones that brought Marvel forward to where it was, Star Wars forward to where it is, where we got some really amazing, fantastic things. And even like the Percy Jackson show that's on Disney is freaking amazing. I love, this is what I always talk about when they're talking about making movies into films, and I'm like, stop making them into films, start making them into series. And we've seen how successful that can be with the Percy Jackson series on Disney, and even Dark Materials on HBO. Those first 2 seasons did really well. But I don't think that we necessarily need it because I think we would get there anyway.
Okay.
But if I had been forced to pick a third, I think that's ultimately where I would have begrudgingly ended.
Understood. I find very little fault in your argument, so I guess I can't say that you were wrong in your choices. They were good choices.
Woohoo!
All right, Mayhem, tell me the wrong things that you're going to pick now.
Gotcha. Cat, I've given you a 7.
A 7 out of 7. I accept.
We know the truth at 3. Much like Cat, I thought futuristically. Sidebar, because I got ADHD. If you go down the list from Avatar to Friends, and you go from Game of Thrones to Lord of the Rings, you'll see that they did it in alphabetical order until you get to Marvel, Gossip Girl, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what happened. Somebody messed up, but then Percy Jackson, Sherlock, Star Trek, Star Wars, Supernatural, so on and so forth. So I noticed that in the list. I would like extra credit and a cookie. Anyway, here are my 3.
No extra points. Points deducted. Thank you for playing.
You didn't create the game. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I definitely chose. My second one was gonna be Harry Potter, but then I don't hate. But
You have a
JK.
strong disliking of.
I hate J.K. Rowling. So
No, it's okay.
the story is dope, but the author is trash sauce. So I'm not gonna give her that.
You're just matching energy. That's all.
It's the truth. It's
There
the
you go.
truth. It's the truth. I'm not gonna lie. Marvel was my second choice. Right. And I'm still thinking about it right now because it's a really Sherlock. Okay. It was Sherlock. Now, here's why I chose Sherlock. I love witty characters. I love characters that give me riddles and that force me to try to think ahead of them, even though sometimes they pull the rug out from under me. We've gotten a lot of smart characters, whether they be spies, whether they be actual people, whatever, in series and movies. Sherlock to me is the OG. He's not the original because technically Odysseus from Greek mythology, if I'm not mistaken, was very smart to a point where he tricked the Cyclops into hurting himself, and people were like, "Who did it?" He said, "No man," because Odysseus told him his name was No Man. They were like, "Oh, the gods messed you up. We good, brother. Good luck. Good luck figuring out that eye problem." But you look at the travels of Odysseus. I forgot the name of that big book. It was him, and it's a tough-ish read where Sherlock Holmes is a little easier and everybody knows him. I think because of having characters like Sherlock, we get better characters, a little bit more realistic, and just overall intelligent characters to push the narrative forward. Not to the point of its unbelievability, like Sherlock Holmes season 2, where he supposedly killed himself, but then he didn't, and it was just like how Sway. But you can kind of live in that fantasy of having very smart characters, and Batman is a perfect example of that. So I think Sherlock needs to be there. Marvel is kind of like the opposite of what Kat said. Kat was like, "Hey, DC made our original, big superhero, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, And Marvel was like, "Yeah, we'll hire those same writers that they're not paying good. We'll pay them like a couple of cents more. Just make the same thing, but not really make the same thing so we don't get sued." I like Marvel's track record, even though they face bankruptcy and all this type of shit. And I think as the underdog to an extent, if they were still alive, DC in this scenario, DC would still sprout out in another form of a company, and so would Disney, and they would push people to be even better. So I really look forward to the impact that Marvel would have in this supposed universe. Plus, I love X-Men, so you know what? Screw everybody else. That's all I gotta say. Not call till I die. Avatar: The Last Airbender. There are some. Okay, so really quickly, I saw a poll about this, or whether or not you consider Avatar: The Last Airbender anime. Right. And you know what? It is an animation. It's not an anime technically, because anime generally is for Japanese art style.
Created in Japan for Japanese consumption.
However, what I love what they did is they made a great drawn series. They made a great story, right? They made a great just series altogether. And it wasn't for just Japan. It was for the world. And everybody loves it so much that they keep trying to put live action on it and whatever. They keep trying to throw, like, seriously. Stay
on target.
Okay, sorry.
No Toys R Us stories.
I'm just saying, like, name another series that keeps getting reboots, and Avatar has to be one of them, because they love it so much. And although it was made in the Americas, this shows that it doesn't necessarily have to come from one place to be great. And I love that, because there are so many other people around this world who have great stories to tell, great arts and skills to show, and I can't wait for that. Currently, right now, Solo Leveling, South Korea. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? So
I read the well, not the manga, but the webtoon. But yeah.
So fair enough. So I love the fact that the impact that Avatar has had, and I would love this to be present in the upcoming future of this multiverse that we're in. DC Comics, anybody can feel that way. Disney, anybody can feel that way. Doctor Who is dope, but I also think it's niche. Friends, we had We Are Living Single. Right.
In the 90s kind of world.
But they were black. And was it on Fox? Whoever the network was. Was it WB?
WB.
I forget who. Are you sure it wasn't UPN9? Because I felt like that was the black
channel.
It
could have been UPN too. You know,
it could have been UPN. We gotta look that up. So they were hating. Lord of the Rings is very important.
UPN9 become the WB?
No, not over here.
Actually, UPN did become the WB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that. It wasn't over here.
Because what happened was it went from the black TV station to the We Need Everybody TV station.
They were suffering badly. They were losing. And I think the only thing, I'll skip over everybody else. I think the next thing to make such an impact would be Dragon Ball Z and anime. Star Wars and Star Trek, I think, is worth in the same, like the impact of space drama, or Cat put space opera. Zelda? I don't remember a series, but the games were pretty dope. And a lot. Supernatural, I think, is a niche thing. Game of Thrones. Token, you bastard. That's all I gotta say.
You can't blame him for what J.R. Martin
Wait,
did.
why are we hating on Tolkien?
Because
he's blaming him as a direct correlation for the creation of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Right?
Those stories are nothing alike.
Yes, right? But listen, Mr. Martin thought he could be
Tolkien.
Mr. Martin thought he could be,
and that had nothing to do with the writer.
Mr. Martin thought he could beat Tolkien, okay, and he failed. And Tolkien needs to call him out. Anyway, these were my three.
Damn.
These are my three. I really went for the impact because I really do believe if you have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Marvel, and Sherlock Holmes, we would get better stories, better characters, and the impact of competing companies would allow us to enjoy better storytelling versus, I don't know, 7 Resident Evil movies. You bastards.
It's like you don't like those films or something.
Oh, no, I fucking don't. I'm so glad my daughter isn't near me. Trash. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's so good. Wow.
No,
do you eat out of the trash every day?
The first one's okay. And then it just goes downhill. I said it's okay. I didn't say it was good. I said it's okay.
I think you need
Resident
your eyes
Evil.
checked. Respectfully. You need your
Second.
eyes checked. You too.
What's the rest of it?
Eyes checked. All of you.
All right, fine. Whatever. Thank you for your list, sir. You get a passing grade. That is all I'm going to let you know. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a 90. Yeah.
No, you got a passing grade.
It doesn't matter what he said. He said passing 90.
Passing grade is a C-.
Allegedly, in your mind, that's because you're negative.
Anyway, so these are my picks for what we should have. And I had to revise it since how everybody's going. We're going to keep these 3 to see if we can trickle down to these others. So I will start with The Hobbit because that is where we get to start. Aside from the similarity of the J.R. Tolkien universe. So it starts with The Hobbit, leads into the Lord of the Rings. We will start there because, look, you got to start your adventure somewhere, and you always got to find the one short dude that's down for whatever that's going to go on this adventure for you and take care of things. And with The Hobbit, we get.
I don't think he was short. I think he was average height for his.
For a Hobbit, species. Yes, but as you know,
this is true.
Jeez,
I am of the race of men, therefore he was short.
Wow, prejudice. Okay, cool.
Yes,
damn,
being specious. Fine. Anyway, we start with The Hobbit. And we go from there because with The Hobbit, you're going to get all the fantasy stuff. So you're going to get the little wizards and the little witches, and you're going to get the magical beings, and you've got the gods, you've got the demigods, and all of that will factor in from there. And then we got to keep Dragon Ball Z, because even though it's not the best anime, it's that anime that got America hooked on anime because of Toonami and Cartoon Network, because it was super niche when I was watching anime, and I had to get it for $2 over on the side, way too close to that section I couldn't go in because that's where they thought it belonged.
Oh, the blacktail side. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like it's really close to that section behind the beads, but it didn't belong in that section. Although some of it that I watched did belong in that section. But DBZ on Toonami is what kicked off the anime resurgence and the popularity of anime in America. That's why I got to keep that one, because I would talk to people, oh, this anime, and oh, you watch that Japanese stuff, you're a weirdo, oh, you shouldn't watch that. Like, yo, it's good stuff. And next thing you know, Toonami's like got Optimus Prime out there hyping up anime, and it was DBZ, and everybody's like, oh, you watching DBZ? And I'm just sitting there watching all the too cool to watch this kids, just, oh, DBZ. And I'm like, you were literally 2 months ago dissing me for talking about this. What happened? But that's okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Dragon Ball Z was very important, as a lot of us, especially by the Cell Saga, was looking up this thing called Super Saiyan 5 Goku with the silver hair and whatnot. Oh my god, we were fiends. So yeah, no, the impact on it was crazy. You 100% correct. You cooking today. You cooking.
Okay. I appreciate
Let
that.
him in the stove. Let him in the stove.
All right. So that's why I chose Dragon Ball Z. And then after that, and it's going to seem like I'm stealing his idea, but I'm not, but Sherlock Holmes, because I've read so many Sherlock Holmes books, and he is just that quintessential character that you need to just make everybody else better. And even though you did complain about the season 2 where he died and came back, he did that twice in the books to trick Moriarty.
Yes, but he didn't do it. He did it in such a way that was believable. He didn't jump off a roof in broad daylight where everybody saw him and somehow didn't.
Actually, it was a waterfall.
The waterfall is believable.
He did. That's canon.
But I just want to throw in
roof
here
and
too,
waterfall?
like this Sherlock is one of the examples of when you take a book, and you turn it into a limited series, how successful that can be.
Yes. It was also a great film. Robert Downey Jr. did his thing.
So the miniseries with Benedict Cumberbatch and the actor that plays Bilbo, I forget his
name. The Tolkien white guy.
Freeman.
Thank you. Excellent series, and I love that each season you got was one of the books, and it was like a mini series. It was like 2 episodes, an hour and 15 or something like that each. Really, really great way to do storytelling. Please do more of that, and not these 8 films for 7 books and
episodes crammed full of whatever.
10 films for 3 books, and you miss half the shit, and you throw in characters that never existed. Please.
I want to be.
I think she feels a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
Saying.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Just thank you for that. But those are my choices. Most of the other stuff you will once again get from all the other stuff as it trickles down and happens.
I'm legit curious. What was your original 3 before you heard us talking?
My original 3 was Marvel, DBZ, and Star Wars. Because I didn't know we were doing the whole keep 3 and the rest disappear, and then go from there. I was just like, oh, which ones do I like the best? Oh, I'm gonna go with this thing. Y'all made me think and like get all deep inside my choices and whatnot.
Well, for me, it's that whole implied you can only keep 3. But so I chose, and the reason why I picked Lord of the Rings over The Hobbit is I know that The Hobbit was the one that came out first. But The Hobbit was not a short story, but it's a very small book. It doesn't really flesh out the world like it does in Lord of the Rings, which is why I picked that over The Hobbit. But I think the two can be kind of interchangeable. But for me, it was like, if I can only keep 3, that means I lose everything else. And that's why I said it was kind of a cheat. If we kept those 2 things, we would still have everything else. And like what Mayhem reiterated when he did his, even though he chose different ones, we would still get everything else, just in a different slightly different form. They may have a different name. They may look slightly, but we'll still get these great characters and these great stories and this world building that happens in all of these different platforms. But I think just choosing your 3 favorite would have been great too. So I find that interesting that you pivoted so hard with your choices.
Because it's what I like versus what could get me to what else is here in a manner that would be.
Y'all are all cheating. Y'all are all cheating. I just want to
Look, you got 2 lists for me. I don't see how I'm cheating.
Yeah, you're cheating.
You
And
basically
I
said
feel like
everything said, so you stole from me anyway.
I feel like you know it was original because I let you know how the list was alphabetized, but weird.
Oh, I'm sorry, ladies. We lost Mayhem. I am so sorry.
Crazy. It's crazy how this crazy how this one was. No. Honestly, I think your list is worth. Both lists are worth hearing. Honestly, I was just curious because at the end of the day, you can only keep 3. As we get older, I think we tend to think a little bit longer on the long term of what we appreciate when it comes to series. Because we could probably watch whatever season or the whole series of whatever is picked here. Except maybe Gossip Girl. I don't think I've
or Friends. I'm not watching either one of them.
Friends was funny as hell, but I hear you. I'm not coming for you. The thing is, we want a better show, and currently, right now, we're in a situation where we didn't have the shows, and we got them, and they were either good or they weren't. You know what I'm saying to us?
So I just thought of the line from The New Guy. Welcome to prison. The sex you getting, you don't want, and the sex you want, you ain't getting.
Left field. You know what? Fuck it. Ness, follow that. Go ahead. Good luck.
You know what? Hell yeah.
I mean,
America.
From everybody putting in their inputs, I could definitely agree with, yes, Lord of the Rings, for sure. I do agree with Sherlock as well. And I also agree with Star Wars. You got your fantasy, you've got your grounded, very told, very good stories. I haven't read the stories or the books. I've only seen the films, and only from what people have told me from the lore. And then Star Wars is just Star Wars because it's something I like.
Star Wars.
Solid.
Star Wars is Star Wars.
First 6 trilogies.
What's wrong with that third trilogy, sir?
Which ones? What did you? Oh, did they come out already? I need to go check those out. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
It's just like that third Matrix movie that I keep hearing about, or the 4th one. I don't know anything about.
Oh shit! I heard about those. I didn't get to see those yet.
No, I don't understand them at all. But I hear they may be thinking about making them. I don't know.
I hear they're remaking the last one too. Mm-hmm. But no, yes, I truly agree.
Okay.
Godzilla 2.
Godzilla agrees.
Godzilla agrees. I don't know, man.
He agrees.
If I were to pick like another 3, I'd pick Friends. I'd pick. Oh, I'm not fucking with Harry Potter, so fuck you, lady. I keep going back to it.
It's okay to go back to it. The work is good. The creator is not.
It's trash. Oh, here goes my daughter. Doctor Who for sure. Doctor Who. And you know what? I would probably pick. Is your pamper wet, girlfriend? Zelda. I'd pick Zelda.
I think mine is.
And that's because of the impact of the. Thank you. Can I have my thing back? Thank you, lady. Just the impact that they've had. Can I have my pens back? Excuse me 1 second. My daughter's causing havoc.
It's what children do. Mayhem shall return. Oh, he did. He took himself out.
I'm staying by my choices, but if I was just going to go based on consumables of the things that I love, I definitely would want to keep Doctor Who.
Yep.
Ooh, that would be weird. Like all of them are British. It would still be Lord of the Rings.
Everything British.
Sherlock,
Everything
and
British.
Everything
Doctor
British.
Who.
Got it. Got it.
There are a lot of things on this list that I enjoy, including like I know we talk about whether we're able to separate the artist from the art in the sense of Harry Potter. But no matter how I look at it now, and I certainly don't consume it in the way that I used to, because I do have a hard time separating the art from the artist.
100%.
And once I'm turned off to something, I don't really try to revisit it. But I also can't negate the impact that those books had on me when they came out and
100%.
how much I loved the lore. And even like I went to their site, I built my own, like, I got assigned my one and I took the test to see what house I was sorted in. And like, it was such, for me, an escape. And even though I was not the target audience, right? I wasn't the 11 to 17 demographic. I was in my 30s. It brought me back to the excitement that I had when I was reading Sherlock Holmes and Lord of the Rings. And, I read a lot of Dean Koontz and Stephen King and stuff when I was in my formative years. And Harry Potter was like the first series where I just consumed, like inhaled those books in a way that I hadn't since I was a kid. So it's really hard to kind of separate just how meaningful those books were for me from the person who created them. But if we deep dive, and I'm not giving anyone a pass here, if we are to deep dive into the authors of a lot of our books, we find that they are problematic because people, especially in a time where it was commonplace and even encouraged to be an absolute shit of a human being, we find that a lot of these people that created these beautiful works were the worst of us.
Would you say the fans have taken over that? Would you say it belongs to them now in some form or way?
Harry Potter?
I think that's a decision.
Has
that
it gone to that point, or
for themselves? Like I myself will never go to Hogwarts. I will never go visit the magical world of Harry Potter. I will never go to any of the museums or any of the shows, or I won't download the games or anything that will benefit her pocket. Like I refuse to be a part of it, just like in different but same. I won't go to Hobby Lobby or Chick-fil-A. That's a decision that I'm making for myself. I do not feel like I'm qualified to be the spokesperson for Harry Potter fans. Or to make that decision for anyone else. I cannot separate those two. So for me, I just don't consume it anymore.
Good. I'm sorry.
But I can't say that it wasn't hugely impactful to me when they came out. And for many, many years, I have a tattoo. It's subtle. I have 3 hearts on my neck, one for me and one for each of my children. And they're shaded in the colors of our Hogwarts houses. So the layperson may not necessarily make that connection, but that's something that I have. And for me to put it on my body, the only other fandom tattoo, well, that's not fair. I have, you guys have seen my sci-fi ships and my Wonder Woman. For me to put it on my body permanently, it had to have meant quite a bit to me.
Yeah, 100%.
So I can't ever say it didn't, but I can't make that decision for anyone else. I won't tell anyone which way to go for that. Everyone has to decide for themselves. There are fans that have said, you know what, it was written by a ghost and I'm going to enjoy it because I enjoy it more than that. I can separate that and I can still consume it and enjoy it and go to the magical world of Harry Potter and buy the wands and buy the capes and do all those things. I unfortunately am just not one of those people. So I'm not going to.
No, fair enough. Thank you for sharing. And she's a very wealthy woman, so she doesn't give 2 F's. And that's what it comes down to, because if we were able to impact her pocket, then it would be different. To kind of go back to what you were saying, Ness, has the fans taken over? No, because had the fans taken over the series, forget the last book that came out, The Boy Who Lived or whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of fans.
Cursed Child?
The Cursed Child. Whatever. I don't care. What was I gonna say? I'm sure there's a lot of fan fictions out there for Harry Potter, but then there would have been a lot more that were impactful and that would make J.K. Rowling want to write and want to beat them to it. For instance, if she was, and don't get me wrong, I said this before, I'm not a writer. I don't know what a writer does to kind of go through that motion and write books and make it a classic what it is. But like we didn't get a book about Dumbledore and his adventures. We didn't get a book about the other side and Voldemort and how he felt and how he got, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get the what do you call it? I saw him as
Marauders.
Evil, the Marauders, like
Marauders.
right.
Cool.
Even like a section for Lily, James, Severus, there's so many. We could have Severus, like there was even a song. We could have gotten books like that would have expanded the lore. And we're now just getting a video game, which was a big hit, because of the customizations that was able to make you feel represented. Arguably, I mean, she's rich. She's super rich. If she had taken the time to do that, and I'm not saying she's a bad writer for not doing it, because I don't know what goes into it, she'd have been a billionaire easy. The problem with that is giving her so much money based on how she thinks. It's one thing to think differently. It's another thing so defamatory, so derogative, so disgusting. I'll leave it at that. We try not to get political here.
A little bit.
Human rights are not politics.
A little bit.
That's right. Well, thank you all
So
for
we're
your
safe.
list. Thank you all for your list.
Hit me out.
Mayhem, you got a passing score. Kat, I will give
90.
you a 7.58. Ness, I will give you an 8.5, and I'll give me a perfect 10. Of course.
Minus.
Oh wow!
Minus 8.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, thank you all for joining me here tonight and giving me your opinions on things that.
Are we co-host? How'd you get? Are we guests? Is that what we
I
are?
mean, your guest, your co-host, your guest, and your you are a duality of roles.
Cat, I got
Hierarchy, whatever.
Exactly, it's a hierarchy. It's whatever.
Unlimited, whatever.
It's just
I want a
whatever.
shirt.
Okay, so I was hosting and I couldn't remember if it was I knew it was Hyro Geeks Unlimited, but I couldn't remember if it was production or not. So I said the Hyro Geeks Unlimited, whatever. And now that's just what it is now.
That's
We're
what
the
it is.
Hyro Geeks
I
Unlimited,
wanted
All
a
whatever.
right.
Mhm.
I
Nice.
wanted a
Whatever.
shirt.
Whatever
me
you want
sure.
to be.
It's a hierarchy, something or another. Whatever.
Fair enough.
So timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Adventure, quest, thing.
Cake,
Alonzi.
buns.
Go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out of here. But before we go, as always, ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful cast, crew, co-host, guests.
Muggles.
So, one good thing that has happened to you within this last week. Eddie, you can pick any time within the last month. We'll give you a big time frame. But Mayhem, it's your skit that I stole. Let's go.
All right, so the greatest thing that happened to me is I'm preparing for Christmas. This is my third Christmas with my dependent. Outside the belly, so I'm looking forward to seeing her receive her gifts. Just experiencing this time next week with her. Obviously, my Dom Vampy Day coming back. Oh my god! I can't wait till we do Hear Me Out. I can't wait.
But
That's not a hear me out. That's just a thirst
going on?
list.
It's a hear me out. She's a vampire. I'm not sure if things work. Anyway, I'm just saying these are just some great things that have happened in my life. I hope your life is just as exciting. I know it's not, but it's cool. Boom.
Thank you for a good thing and another addition to your thirst list, sir.
Boom.
Kat,
Yes, my love.
what's a good thing that's happened to you in the last week?
Mayhem finished talking.
I lost my voice because of it.
I'm kidding. I got to hang out with some pretty awesome people this weekend, and that made me happy.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, and I got my Secret Santa gift today, and the person who picked me was so thoughtful and so generous in what they got me. They really how that saying, to be loved is to be seen.
Yes.
They got me one of everything that's my favorites. and even wrapped the gifts in a way to match how I decorated my cubicle, which was pretty.
And it
freaking
matched.
cool. It did. So a lot of care was put into it. It's in the chat, Mayhem. If you're wondering why those random pictures were in there, that's why.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. And then for me, a good thing that's happened for me this week is I'm part of a Secret Santa in a Transformers group, and I got an awesome present. And like Kat, it's something that I like. So it's something that helps you feel seen, and it's something that's really cool when they go and pick something out, and you just give them a vague inclination of things that you like, and they're like, "I think you're gonna like this the best." And the toy that I got was one of the ones that I was looking forward to, and I'm quite happy with that.
Yay.
All right, Mr. Ness, what's a good thing?
Saving my buddy. Well, actually, redeeming him after his death by a beholder. I split a beholder in half with a flaming chain.
Oh,
I was enlarged, and I had a.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've lost Ness. Unfortunately.
no, it's a spell in D&D. It's a spell.
Oh,
I think it's the
That's a
bandwidth.
spell.
You should check the bandwidth really
Yeah,
quick.
it's gotta be the bandwidth.
It's something to do with that bandwidth. I tell you, I was huge, massive, and I had a cross, basically a cross as my chain. So I took the Castlevania
We're never gonna make it out of
idea whip, turned into a flaming chain, wrapped them around, sliced them in half. He went into ashes, and then no, I'm kidding. No, that was it. No, playing D&D with my friends, enjoying these this past few weeks. It's been really, really great. And 3D printer. I've been trying to make gifts for everybody. Made this cool little mimic mug, which is pretty awesome.
Nice. Is that a dice tower? It is.
It's a dice tower too.
Nice.
Every week
Not 20.
Every week I come on this show and I feel like a whore asking for salvation. I swear, because like you guys come left field with all types of shit. Shout out to you, Ness.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. But then you also added on to this, so you're not fine, but you're fine. Okay.
Right.
I swear to God, I'm going to church. I'm going to church this Sunday.
No, you don't lie. Don't lie. And it's okay.
I'm not going to church. I've already secured my seat on the bus to hell, so I'm just.
I'm driving the
My
bus.
church
Move over.
is here.
I hope they got AC.
They do not. But ladies
The
and
lowest
gentlemen,
level of hell is
Fluent.
ice,
Oh.
so we'll be fine.
Yeah, we can scoop it. And we can do a loop to loop. Scoop some ice.
Shaved
Way
ice.
back.
Bring my
Somebody bring
cup.
syrup.
Hey, Lucy, what's up? You got some ice.
Oh shit.
Anyway, guys.
no.
Anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this, whatever this became and whatever it was before. Thank you for joining
Pyro
us.
Geekets Unlimited.
Unlimited something
Oh my God.
thing. Yes.
Think Ben.
Joining us. We'll be back next year because you're not going to see us next week because
Yes.
it's Christmas and holidays. So,
Merry Christmas.
after
Merry
the holidays,
Christmas, Happy
we
New
will be
Year.
back with more shows for you to enjoy and a look back
Did he?
at where we were last year. Thank you for joining us.
Is it back
Ladies and
there?
gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I
no, back
remember
there.
that.
Yes, back there. Thank you. Thank you.
That was pretty good.
One. Push the